Alright YouTube, I know y'all been asking me for this video for so long, and I'm sorry I got distracted with my dog's health. But I'm finally made the tutorial for y'all on 3 different ways on how to get the off-white laces. So we got all 3 of these ways I'm gonna teach y'all how to do today in one video. It's going from easiest to hardest. This middle one is the one I use the most, so that's the one you see on all of my shoes. And yeah, it's pretty easy for all of them, so it's gonna be a pretty short video. And yeah, that's about it. We're gonna get straight into it because there's not much I can say about it. So all you're gonna need to do this one is it's gonna be this piece right here. I'll have it linked in my Amazon storefront. They have a bunch of different ones, so you just gotta make sure you get the right one. These are the original ones I got. And I'll show y'all, they make different shapes. So these ones are gonna have a thicker, like, what's it called, like base. So it's gonna be bulkier. So make sure you get the flatter base. Like I said, I'll link it in my Amazon storefront to make it easier to find. So we're gonna be using this one with the flatter base. And this is gonna be the easiest method, but it's also gonna be like the least sturdy, if that makes sense. So all you're gonna need some super glue and this, and literally all we're doing is just super gluing the bottom of it onto the shoe. When you order these, you're gonna see that they come with screws on the back, but it's almost impossible to actually screw them into the shoe. And if you do screw them in, it's gonna make it super uncomfortable for the person wearing them, as there's gonna be metal pieces sticking out right here and right here. So the easiest way is literally just to super glue it, and that's also why I don't use this method often, just because it's not super dependable. But all you're gonna do, take some super glue, make sure you fill like the hole. You just want to put a lot of glue like that. I can't grab the shoe, and then you just place it on. And then you want to hold your shoe sideways so all the glue can flow to the bottom while it's drying. Hold it there for a couple seconds, and then usually I'll do this whole side at once and just leave it flat like this on the table to let everything dry. And yeah, that one is that simple. Ready, so let's move on to the next one. So next is the one that I use every single day, the one I use the most, and it's these jet rings. I believe, I want to say they're 8mm, they're 8 or 9mm, oops. And I do have these linked on my Amazon storefront as well. And yeah, this is what I use on all of my pairs. The only time I use this one is if I'm using 2 pairs of laces, like if I have the bling off-white laces and then the regular color, because with these ones you can't fit much through them. You can only fit basically 1 lace through it. So this one, grab your shoe, my X-Acto knife. You're gonna need your X-Acto knife and some super glue as well. So for this one, all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut your shoe. So wherever you want to put it, you're gonna cut your shoe about as long as the jump ring is. It's okay if it's a little bit longer, but you're gonna cut all the way through, just like that. You're gonna take your jump ring, and so you can kind of see, where is it? Like there's gonna be an opening on it, which is right here on this one. I'm sure you can't see it on camera, but like that's where the jump ring connects to each other. That's where I like to place the glue, and that's the part that I like to put into the shoe. That way you're guaranteeing that it doesn't come undone at all. So all you're gonna do, grab some super glue, put it straight onto the jump ring. About that much. Wants to focus. There we go. So just a little bit, about that much. And you're gonna stick it straight into the shoe. All right. Then you're gonna take your super glue again, and you're gonna place a dot of super glue on the outside of it, just like that. I do have a pair of that I've made for myself with this technique, and they have lasted months on top of months, wearing them all the time. I've not seen any problems with the jump ring coming out at all. None of my customers ever complained anything like that. So yeah, I really like this one a lot, and that's the one that I use basically every day. All right, so let's move on to the third one. This is gonna be the hardest one. I absolutely hate doing this one, but I'm gonna do it just to show y'all how to do it if you choose to do it. But it takes the longest. It's honestly just a waste of time. So it's gonna be these, the little eyelets. So normally you have to use 2 of them like this, and then they connect to each other, and you like press them against each other and they combine and do all that. But on the Air Force, it's almost impossible to get them to do that. So we have to make a hole and get it in the hole. So I use a drill sometimes, or you can just use just a regular X-Acto knife. I'm just gonna cut it right here. Cut the opposite way. Got 2 cuts so far, and then we're gonna cut again. You're kind of going like a star. This is the easiest way to not cut yourself. All right, and we're gonna see if that's big enough. I don't think it is, but we're gonna see. Oop, it is. All right. So just like that, you're gonna take that out. We're gonna use our X-Acto knife again and make sure we're pushing all the way through so it goes through to the other side. We're gonna twist. And obviously it doesn't matter how ugly it gets. Alrighty. And this is when it's best to use a drill, so you can have a clean hole on the other side to put your string through. Right. Just like that, and then you'll kind of see right here. We're going to take this, place some super glue on the inside of it. Alright. Grab our shoe, place it back in there. As you can see, I made the hole slightly too big, so when you make it too big, that's when you're going to get marks like this. And that is why I absolutely hate this method, because if this was a customer's shoe, I would have had to start a new shoe and redo it for them. So you want to make sure you're not making your hole too big. You got to be super careful. Honestly, if it looks like that, you might be able to just paint over it and get it back flat. But yeah, I absolutely hate this method so much. But now we're gonna go grab the string and get the string to put through there. And for the string, it's kind of on preference how you want it to look when it's hanging out. This is really all I have on me right now. It's just super skinny string. You can use any type of bungee cord, anything you really want. Like I said, it's really just preference. That's how it's gonna look, and we can place things through. So what you're going to do is cut a pretty good amount off. Cut about this much. You can always cut it shorter after. I'd rather have too much than too little. Alright. And then we're going to need to get this through the shoe. I absolutely hate this part. So get these ends to line up. You're gonna put them in there. We're gonna try to use our X-Acto knife and push it through. Alright, so there's one. Where's the other? Alright, now that we got it through, go make it as small as we want. About there. A little bit smaller. Okay. This tongue keeps getting in the way. It's much easier to do this when you got the laces taken out, tongue pushed back. All good stuff like that. Take your super glue. We're going to super glue the back of it. A pretty generous amount. You don't want these coming up done. And then we're also, on top of super gluing it, we're also going to tie it. That's why you want your laces pretty long. I'm sorry if you hear my puppy growling in the background. You see things crazy. Alrighty. So we're going to tie it like that. Make sure you're getting good push back in. And then the knot, you just want to push back into the shoe. So you can't really see the knot. It's in that hole. Sorry about that. My camera decided to fall. Like I said, that knot is pushing in the hole. I applied some more super glue. We're going to let that dry. Once it's dry, we can cut off the excess. And then you have your little loop. So yeah, there are the 3 methods. They all have a completely different look to them. Really just depends what you're going for. Make sure y'all commenting. Let me know what other type of tutorials y'all want to see. And I'll go ahead and make them for y'all. I know y'all wanted this video a lot sooner. I'm sorry. But here you go now. If you have any questions, make sure to leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to answer all the questions. It's kind of hard for me to explain because it seems easy to me. But I know for beginner, it was hard for me to begin too. So, any questions, you guys can comment them in the comments, DM me on Instagram, anything like that. I'll be sure to help y'all out. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, all of that. And look out for the next video.